First tonight, we begin with the bizarre, baffling, and bewildering blunders. Well, they are apparently running the family of Joe Biden, because First Lady Jill Biden under more fire tonight after comparing Hispanic Americans to tacos while yesterday speaking at a Latinx event, this time in San Antonio. Take a look.
Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
All right, now those remarks prompted massive backlash from hardworking Latinos from all across the country, including from the National Association of Hispanic Journalists. They said in a statement, quote, "We are not tacos." And the criticism was so bad, the First Lady's office, they were forced to shell out an apology, with one staffer tweeting, quote, "The First Lady apologizes that her conveyed words, that she conveyed anything but pure admiration and love for the Latino community." But that's done very little to quell the controversy, because even the ladies on that hard-hitting news show, The View, they couldn't help but finally admit that Jill Biden totally messed up in a pretty major way. Take a look.
You think somebody might have read the speech beforehand and said, maybe you don't want to say it like this.
Yeah.
But this is, you know, I won't even say what it is, because it's, you know, we all step in poo from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Pro tip, when speaking to Hispanics, really avoid any comparisons to tacos, enchiladas, chimichangas, alcapurrias.
Well, and speaking
and chilaquiles.
It was a racial stereotype that she used racial stereotypes. So I don't know who wrote that for her, and it was such an unforced error.
All right, of course, it couldn't come at a worse time for the imploding Biden White House and the extreme Democratic Party. The latest New York Times Siena poll finding that Joe's popularity with Hispanic Americans is tanking like never before, pretty much with every other demographic as well. A whopping 54% of Hispanic voters disapproving of Joe Biden's job performance. Other polls have it even higher, and it's why Republican and Hispanic candidates, they're surging and they're winning all across the country. We told you about the race in South Texas, where Congresswoman Flores won a Texas special election district that had been dominated by Democrats for the last 150 years. And if all that wasn't bad enough for Democrats, here's Joe yet again appearing to joke about not knowing who the president is. Take a look.
Folks, you know, you don't have to stand every time I hear "Hail to the Chief" wonder, where the hell is he? Took me a long while. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Turn around and where's the president?
Yep, a lot of Americans are asking the same question. Where is a strong president? Anyway, Joe's presidency collapsing. Your own party, his party, doesn't want him to run, and you think it's maybe a good time to joke. Listen to this Biden word salad when asked about 2024. Take a look at this.
Mr. President, what's your message to Democrats who don't want you to run again?
They want me to run.
Two-thirds city.
Read the polls. Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. That poll showed that 92% of Democrats, if I ran, would vote for me.
All right, the Biden presidency is failing so much so fast that even the media mob, they're being forced to reckon with the reality that they helped create. Look at this new opinion piece from the New York Times entitled "Joe Biden is Too Old to Be President Again." New York Magazine taking things even a step further, pondering how Biden can be pushed aside even if he tries to run for re-election in 2024. The article bluntly asks the question, are Democrats stuck with Biden-Harris 24 anyway? Strange to say, but they might be. So the Biden White House is getting so desperate, so delusional, that failing press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is now resorting to kind of like circle back Jen Psaki playbook and flat out making things up. Now, here's Jean-Pierre falsely claiming Biden's approval ratings among Democrats is a whopping 92%, which is a complete lie, because over two-thirds don't want him to run, in some cases higher. Take a look.
What was the president's response to a new poll from the New York Times today showing that 64% of Democrats say that they would prefer a different candidate in 2024?
And I would also say from that very same poll, there were 92% of Democrats who support this president as well. Look, you know, not get into politics from here or get into any political analysis. This is not something. There's going to be many polls. They're going to go up or they're going to go down. This is not the thing that we are solely focused on.
So as the New York Times poll found, Biden's approval among his own party has now crashed to 70%, even his radical far-left base becoming more and more dissatisfied with the disarray coming out of the White House. This comes as Biden will soon, now he's departing for Saudi Arabia, where we know what's going to happen. He will kiss the ring of the crown prince that he said murdered journalist Jamal Khashoggi and the nation that he called a pariah nation during the campaign. So now all of a sudden we need a good relationship with the pariah nation, with the murdering crown prince. Joe, you don't have to beg Texas, Oklahoma, North Dakota for more oil. Are you going to beg the pariah Saudis and the crown prince murderer to produce more oil because you won't produce it domestically? And tomorrow we get the consumer price index inflation data. It's expected to be another 40-year-plus high record as Americans now, we're all suffering under the cost of Biden's climate religious cult agenda. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.